Hello everyone, I am your host Buffalo Bill. In 1981, author Thomas Harris published one of his first novels titled Red Dragon. Then, in 1986, it had an adapted to film, which was directed by Michael Mann, about an FBI criminal profiler on the hunt for a serial killer known as the Tooth Fairy. Seeking the help of his once psychiatrist Hannibal Lecter, played by Brian Cox, and also starring Joan Allen and William Peterson. Many of you may recognize him from the crime TV show CSI. The film has gotten mixed reviews. The portrayal of Hannibal is completely different from Anthony Hopkins' version, but both are very unsettling in their own right. A good friend of mine has also worked on the set of the film, Vance Blaylock. This film now has a cult following as well. It's precious. Now this is where I come in. Later, in 1988, Harris published a sequel to Red Dragon that would be titled The Silence of the Lambs. The iconic character, Hannibal, is now held prisoner in a mental institution while other dangers are at large, thanks to me, Buffalo Bill. A student in training to become an FBI is eager to find out more about the ongoing murders and how to stop them with Lecter's insight, and hopefully help to find my latest victim, the great big fat person. In 1991, the novel was also adapted to screen, winning several Academy Awards including Best Picture, Best Director Jonathan Demme, Best Actor Anthony Hopkins, and Best Actress Jodie Foster. This being one of my favorite films of all time, my mother introduced me to the film. Her knowing how much of a fan of cinema I was, she suggested I see this classic telling of cinema, which it still remains. Hannibal, the third book in the Hannibal Lecter series, published in 1999 and adapted to film in 2001. Directed by Ridley Scott, Hannibal is on the loose, as some are after to kill him for more personal matters, others are simply wanting him for money, since he's on the 10 most wanted list. While Clarice Starling, now an FBI, is tracking him down to stop his hunger. Jodie Foster is now replaced with Julianne Moore as Clarice Starling. Nominated for her performance in Far From Heaven, at the time she brings her talents to the film, alongside Gary Oldman with his disturbing, realistic makeup effects that won a Saturn Award for Best Makeup, and Best Score Hans Zimmer, with many nominations. In 2006, Red Dragon got a retelling directed by Brett Ratner, this time starring once again Anthony Hopkins and Lord Voldemort, Ralph Fiennes as the Tooth Fairy, and Edward Norton as Will Graham. Some scenes are almost identical, however this seems to have a more polished look than the gritty original. Some say that could be a good or bad thing. However, Manhunter seems to be creepier of the two. The ending of this film, with Lecter asking who his visitor is a perfect approach to the next installment, The Silence of the Lambs. With the 80s score on the original Manhunter, it has a more realistic approach. Both films are very entertaining and unsettling. "2006 Hannibal Rising, the story of what created a man into a monster." A prequel that tells of what started it all, revenge. The film was quickly picked up in 2007, directed by Peter Weber. Hannibal is now portrayed by a much younger actor, Gaspar Ulliel. The film is interesting along with the previous films, grounding itself in reality. It tends to drag on throughout the film, however, with it being your standard revenge plot. It received a nomination for a Razzie Award for Worst Prequel/Sequel. Within the fan base, it seems to have trouble measuring up to the later installments, but it's still a pretty entertaining film. So that is my movie review for the Hannibal franchise. I hope you enjoyed it and come back for more. Precious? Don't you hurt my dog! I do not pay this! Please like and subscribe. I'd subscribe me so hard.